Hello, I'm Nicholas the EE. That's Elemental Emperor if you didn't know. Today, I'm going to say spoilers. So, on the new Broly film. So, even though it's a little bit off, some people may not have seen it. So, do not watch this if you still haven't seen the new Broly film of Dragon Ball. Okay, on to the actual video itself. Overall, for the movie, I felt it was lacking. I enjoyed it, but I didn't like it, if that makes sense. Okay, so main reasons for it are basically I didn't feel it paid any homage to the originals in most ways. Like, big one if I have to say, yeah, there were big holes in it, like big plot holes. Like, first of all, Vegeta. When did he get Super Saiyan God form? He never unlocked it, he bypassed it. He gained God Ki without being a Super Saiyan God. That now means that there are 2 Super Saiyan Gods. Not 1. 2. Not only that, some of the transformations were a bit weird, like green light appearing from the legendary Super Saiyan forms. But they're not the legendary Super Saiyan. They are ordinary Saiyans that through innocent heart and I can't remember for what Vegeta's reason was. Something to do with lacking of removing his pride or something like that. I'll get back to what that one was. I really mean that because I know what it is. I don't remember it right. So yeah, he goes Super Saiyan God, and I'm like, what? How? That doesn't make sense. And then with Goku, when during one of his transformations, there was a moment where his hair turned white. I believe it might have been turning Super Saiyan God. He technically had his Ultra Instinct hairstyle, hair color, for a brief moment during the transformation. And that made no sense. At all. I mean, like, what the hell? Not only that, Broly's original outfit looked way more badass. I mean, I like the fact that they made him more of make it look wilder, but I did like his old uniform, the old clothing that he wore. I liked that a lot better. It suited him better, in my opinion. I liked it. Also, Gogeta appearing in it. Now, if it was non-canon, which it's not, I'd be okay with it. Because Gogeta is a non-canon fusion that only appeared in GT, which has been classified not as a continuation because the first half, Akira Toriyama did not take part in it. He did around the Evil Dragons or something along that lines, but Gogeta himself was a non-canon transformation that is somehow stronger than Vegito. Which, yeah, makes no sense. But supposedly it is. Even though, technically, the Potaro fusion is supposed to be stronger. And I did not like that. I did not like that they brought in Gogeta. Vegito would have been fine. Yes. It's appeared several times in the anime. It appeared against Boo. It appeared against Brain literally just frozen. Zamasu. I think that's really the only time it's ever appeared. Except in games. But yeah, he appeared in those 2 in the series. So why did they not continue that? I mean, sure, I know it's a film, but at the same time, if it's going to become storyline, are they going to make Gogeta canon? And if so, I also don't like how they made him canon. Because, sure, it's an hour 40 minutes, but in films that are less than that, I have seen them fill the time a lot better. I mean, I did the time dilation with him learning that. I have no idea how much exact time passed while they were fighting Broly before they used instant transmission, which they've called instant movement in Sub, to where Piccolo was. I don't get that. How much time passed? Because although I loved it, and it made me laugh when Frieza got pulled into it, how much time did they fight against Broly before they brought Frieza in, and he spent an entire hour and a bit getting his ass absolutely handed to him? Because that was funny. I will admit, I loved that scene. But I do not like the fact that the time dilation didn't seem correct. Or, I don't know if you're using time dilation right, whatever, I don't care. I don't care how they made the time look right. I don't know how much time that they spent fighting Broly in the first man. It felt like it could have been 5 minutes, it could have been 10 minutes, but it definitely did not feel like it was an hour or so. So the fact that Frieza, who was weaker than the two of them together, was able to fight against Broly, who was stronger, technically, than the two of them, for an entire hour, when it didn't seem that they were fighting for that long, didn't make sense. At all. It really did not. So, when they finally brought out Gogeta, and I like the fact that they did make the fat Gogeta and the thin Gogeta, which I can't remember, did the fat one get its own name, like Vega or something like that? It just weirdly had its own name, and I think it was during the, which one was it? I think it was for the film with the, with Janemba in it. Can't be 100% sure, but actually I think it might have been. I don't know, that was the first appearance of Gogeta, so it might very well have been. But it was just hilarious. And I like the fact that they paid homage to the appearance of those two, but I don't like what they did in total. It just felt too rushed, in my opinion, and they could have split it outward more, or at least filled it with more information. Not only that, there were a lot of different camera angles and stuff. Like, at first, in some part of the fights, we were looking at Broly, like, face on from Broly, like, it was if we were Broly, seeing everything come at us, and then suddenly we were watching Broly, so it went from first person to third person, sort of like that constantly, and it was very sort of, I'm not sure what's happening right now, but it's pretty cool. And the music, oh god, the music, it sounded like something out of a fight, because it was like, Goku, or like, Vegeta, Broly. It's like, in this corner we have Broly, and in this corner we have Vegeta and Goku. And then right at the thing that when Gogeta appears, it goes, Gogeta. And I'm just like, oh, what the? It literally sounded like something out of a WWE special or something. In my head, when that happened, I literally had, let's get ready to rumble, in my head. I will not deny that. I did have that in my head when I realized it. I was like, oh my god, really? Overall, I did enjoy the film, but I wouldn't say I'd give it a massive thumbs up. If I had to, I would give it maybe a 7 out of 10? Maybe a 6 or a 7. A low 7, but definitely a high 6. Because I just felt that they were missing things as well. Like, obviously, Broly's dad, I can never remember his name, hated Vegeta and King Vegeta. He hated King Vegeta, but he hated Vegeta for being his son. Also, I have no idea Vegeta was the 4th. That was something new. Or maybe I did and I just couldn't remember. Whatever. One of the things that I didn't like, though, was that Broly no longer had a thing about Kakarot. I liked that. Hell, I liked the abridged version that made me laugh. I mean, come on. Would you not laugh? Just like it made you laugh with Vegeta going, "I would rather be kicked 1,000 times more in the dick than hear that idiot scream Kakarot's name one more time. Kakarot!" It's hilarious. And I liked that. I also liked it in the original film. Hell, I have them on DVD, for Christ's sake, the original 3 Broly films. I mean, I'm not 100% big fan on the Mecha Broly one or Bio Broly, but the other 2 were pretty good. Still, though, what the hell? There were so many plot holes that if they turn it, if they start up Super again, and they make it so that Broly is, like they bring it as a TV series, like they've done with the previous films, and it comes out in episode form, I hope to God that they fill in those plot holes. Like how it is that Vegeta got Super Saiyan God form, because that is BS. Also, I'm not exactly putting it at the screen properly. I do apologize. I'm looking at my camera in a different angle while looking at my screen, and I'm used to staring at my screen. So, yeah, my screen is slightly more this way than the camera. Hello! I'm now staring at the camera. Still, though, annoyed me. I mean, Gogeta did not appear in the original films, neither did Vegito, but of course the Potaro. However, Goku does have a Potaro earring himself, while Vegeta did break the other one. They could easily have gotten replacements at any time. I mean, hell, Goku can instant transmission to Elder Kai and Supreme Kai's world. Why could they have not gone there instead to get new Potaro earrings to bring out Vegito, who has more ki control, which is why he's able to create the sword? As in the game Fusion, I think it's called, he has Vegito's sword, which he literally creates a huge long sword out of ki, which is also blue. Also, yeah, they also had the spinny fusion-y kind of a thing as well, which also didn't make much sense. And I was like, I feel like they're taking that from something else, and then immediately the fusions from Digimon came to mind, and I was like, maybe not, but maybe not from that. But I don't know, it reminded me of that. But yeah, there were so many things that just confused me. It's like, and I really hope that if they do make it into episode series, that they do it. But I will always like the original Broly way better because it had future Trunks, Gohan as a teenager, or, well, technically, he's 13 at the time, so I guess he's a teenager, or is he still 12? I don't know, because it's before the Cell games, but, ugh. Yeah, that's the problem with non-canon. It also had Vegeta, Piccolo, and Goku. And they all put their power forward into Goku to make him be able, temporarily strong enough to kill Broly with one final attack. I liked that. That was okay. I was happy with it. Lo and behold, it fit a part more in that. I sort of feel like they comped out a little, just so they could have their own Broly in their universe, because Kale was in Universe 6, and obviously they thought, we need our own Broly in Universe 7. I mean, really. I was happy when they made it, when they brought out a Broly-like character into Super, but I only liked it because it wasn't in Universe 7, because I was like, oh yeah, Universe 7, always getting into bullshit. Even though technically all the universes had pretty powerful characters, I still hate that lovey-dovey universe one. Oh my god. That will always annoy me. I mean, they looked better or more beautiful in their original forms, and somehow they turned uglier when they transformed. Every time I've seen a magical girl anime, they always seem to take on something that makes them look, I don't know, in some cases, as one of my friends calls them, sluttier. I am not kidding, he actually does say that. In my opinion, they just become more girlish in some other thing like that. You know, they become more stereotypical girlish. You know, wearing the frilly outfits and stuff like that. Bows and bells and sailor uniforms and all stuff like that, paying homage to Sailor Moon and Meow Meow Power, whatever it's called. I don't know. People tell me about these anime. I used to watch Sailor Moon when I was younger. Yeah, so what? A lot of people did. It was on TV. Boo-hoo. I watched Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Who cares either? Go Salem. But yeah, it was just annoying. And I was okay about that. Like, there are certain things that are okay when they're done in specific ways. And I just felt that the film, for an hour 40, could have been better. I mean, hell, I wouldn't have cared if it was a 2-hour or 2-hour plus film. I would have just liked it to have filled in plot holes, like the transformation into Super Saiyan God, because it didn't make sense. Also, somehow they were tapping into powers that they didn't have either full control of, or didn't have, like Super Saiyan God. Not Super Saiyan God, like legendary Super Saiyan power. The green that appeared during transformations in some cases did not make sense. Why did they do it? I don't know, and it shouldn't have happened. I think they just wanted to make it think because their power levels were similar or something like that. But whatever it was, I hated it. Some of this, just hated some of the stuff that they did. And it just felt lazy in some cases. Well, other bits, I did like it. I did. But I would have loved to have heard the music when that was playing. Like, during the fight against Jiren with Goku and Frieza. That would have been an awesome music to have playing as well. I hoped it was in there, but it wasn't. Sure, it's a film, so it'll have its own soundtracks. If they bring it into a TV series, I hope they reuse all their soundtracks, like that World Tournament one, or if it's not even World Tournament one, the one again in the World Tournament, because I can't remember it from anywhere else, because that is such an iconic episode. Another thing that I also found annoying was the Dragon Balls. Because, surrounding Frieza, reminding me, why did it say one wish? That's not right. It's 2 wishes. It has been 2 wishes for the entirety of Super. And also from the Boo arc. Because it was put up from there. I don't understand why they didn't do that. I don't. 2 wishes. It should have been 2 wishes. With the trying to make the whole point of, but someone else could have run in there and gone, here's my wish, it's the second wish. I just felt they copped out a little bit, and just basically tried to make it the whole part of that. I mean, there was nothing to say that they'd put it back to 1 wish with the original thing. And I know it's a film, but it's a canon film. It's the first canon Dragon Ball film of characters that were originally non-canon. Super seems to now have a thing for using films as also episodes. So it's all canon as for the 3 latest films. So why have they done this? Why have they suddenly added facts or changed facts that were previously as such? It doesn't make sense. It's annoying. And I know Akira Toriyama has a habit of forgetting things, but there are other people there. I mean, sure, I was happy. I didn't care that they forgot Lunch or whatever her name is. I was fine with that. I was fine with other things he forgot. And what I don't like is the fact that everyone else didn't bother to say, oh, hey, what about this? I mean, come on. If you're working with Dragon Ball, you've got to at least like Dragon Ball. I mean, you must have watched it. It's a very iconic series. It was out when younger, and a lot of people now who has probably worked on it probably have watched it when they were younger. I definitely watched it when I was younger. Sure, I might not be a great artist, but I mean, I could at least remember the facts enough to say Shenron has 2 wishes now, not 1. Vegeta hadn't gone through the Super Saiyan God ritual, so he couldn't turn the Super Saiyan God form, but he was able to bypass it with God Ki, which does sort of make sense. Also, he never went Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Ascended, or whatever it is. Basically, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan 2. I think it's called. Where he just goes a lot shinier blue. Why did that not make an appearance? That looked pretty damn cool. Can you not activate it? Of course, a lot of people I know as well were like, oh my god, I was hoping Ultra Instinct would appear. But at the same time, Ultra Instinct-like actions were appearing in the fight when he was in Super Saiyan God form. Maybe because maybe his Super Saiyan God form has absorbed his Ultra Instinct powers. Or something along those lines. I mean, they did say that the gods were the only ones capable to use it. So, maybe he has to be in his god form for long periods of time to be able to start accessing Ultra Instinct for a smallest amount, or even start using its power properly. I don't know. It just didn't make sense. Also, what was with the fact that Vegeta was at Super Saiyan God and was getting his ass whooped, yet Goku was in base form, and he was yet somehow able to take punches which God form was not able to take very easily. It didn't make sense. It was almost saying, oh yeah, of course, there we go, Goku's stronger. Yeah. To be honest, it really sort of felt like Gogeta had a cameo. Even though he's the final, basically, I'm going to win, or I beat you kind of a thing on that, and he does have quite an appearance, a lengthy appearance compared to other films that he's appeared in, which, again, the Janemba one, he appears, few hits, and then, gone. And that attack is his most powerful, so the fact it did not do anything to Broly is another thing that's complete rubbish. That's his finisher. Because that is positive energy or whatever it was, balled up or something, and use it. It is his most powerful attack, for Christ's sake. It obliterated Janemba and destroyed all that darkness that was absorbed, all the and that. So the fact that it didn't affect Broly in any shape or form made no sense at all, really. There were just so many things wrong with the film, okay? But I liked it, which is why I'm giving it a strong 6, a low 7. End of. If people don't like it, screw you. I'm not here to please you, I'm here to please myself. So if I want to complain about something, I damn well will. Anyway, I'm Nicholas the EE, and it's Elemental Emperor if you didn't know. Hope you enjoyed this video. If not, have fun.